Hey, yo, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yahushua, this is Sound some YYBY. All right, man, I'm here to help y'all get an understanding of what's really going on with Reason, man, far as the process of offline authorization. You'll understand this more if you understand coding, right? Those who understand coding, they already know what time it is. They get it, you know, time, technology, computers, they're about money at the same time. And in order for them to last and be around and do more things, they have to make more residuals. Let's keep that in mind. This is a business at the same time, nothing personal, right? And when we support it, the more we put into it, the more they can give back. Now, coding is very important. And I'm going to read this so y'all can get a better understanding of what's really going on. I'm going to break it down. It shouldn't be no more confusion about you want to switch to another DAW because you having issues with your keygen. If you still got a keygen, I don't know why you still got a damn keygen. In that aspect, I don't know why y'all still want to use those from you, but hey, to each his own. Everybody's situation is different though. So now, how does this affect me? Reasons 11 or earlier versions. They were saying like from version 6 to 11. After September 25th, 2023. You will no longer be able to authorize your computer for using Reason 11 or earlier offline without an internet connection, right? But just keep going though, because some people just read that and just, I can't use it. Your current computer authorization state will continue to work. So that means if you still got that computer and you already got your authorization already set, then you're straight, you don't have no problems. Now, if you happen to switch to another computer, then you might have these issues because they're getting away from it because of different coding. You got to remember 12. I'm going to explain this to y'all later. I'm going to read everything first. Your current computer authorization state will continue to work without any guarantees or support. Right. The key thing, without any guarantees or support. So they mean they done away with it, just like how Cubase was done away with their annoying daggone USB shit that you had to buy. Right. And people hated that because it caused issues. And without it, you can't even use the DAW and you paid all this money for it. So they got to get away from it. So they got to recode things. OK, so say for as long as your system remains stable, if you buy a new computer, reinstall the OS or make any other severe changes to your computer hardware, your offline authorization may become unusable because you're dealing with a new computer and everything. And this is also a way where they want you to, upgrade to 12. And I'm going to explain why you should upgrade to 12. I'm going to explain why. I know people might be thinking like, yo, this is messed up, this effed up. They don't care about the old version people and all that. And the ones who still use 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and all that stuff. But I'm going to explain when I get done. If you buy any rack extensions for use with Reason 11 or earlier, or register any Reason 11 or earlier versions after September 25th, 23, these would not be enabled for offline use, since you would be unable to write a license to your initial key computer, right? Because you got to remember, all the rack extensions had to upgrade to the new 4K HIDPI. They all updated their stuff. And I don't know if y'all experienced 4K HDPI, because a lot of people think that wasn't important. I had a video previously on my page that I talk about that, right? The 4K HDPI is that all the computer screens, all laptops, they all compatible to 4K quality. And when I first experienced this situation, when I had my first laptop with 4K and I didn't realize what the 4K was, a lot of the third-party plugins or whatever I was using, they was very small, or they was huge as hell and looking kind of blurry, or they was very, very tiny because they wasn't compatible to when these other companies are changing their stuff. Other companies can't wait for other people. This is a business. People can't wait for your DAWs to upgrade. DAWs can't wait for computers to upgrade. They have to do what's right for their business. So when a computer upgrades to certain tech things, DAWs have to make their computers compatible for that computer, especially if you're buying something and you're upgrading to a newer version. You get what I'm saying? When you're upgrading to a newer version, say you want a new computer that's more powerful, it's gonna need more. It's more components. It's more graphics. It's a better CPU processor. So certain things you might want to do the upgrade to be more compatible with that. And they also do that, to make more money too. But at the same time, it helps. So that's why once you get this, a certain setup, sometimes you can stay right there, don't have to upgrade to nothing. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to upgrade to nothing. I get that. People get in their comfort zone and stuff like that, But let's keep going. So they say if you buy the rack extensions, they say due to this change, we would not be able to provide support for offline authorization related problems for reasons 11 or earlier after September 25th. Y'all gonna go in the uproar. Oh, can't help us with that. You would still be able to use reason 11 or earlier in your rack extensions online with internet verifications though. So y'all want them to upgrade the dog. Y'all want them to do better with the dog. Y'all want them to add more features with the dog. But they gotta focus on the workflow, and they gotta focus on the compatibility and the stability of the dog that we always greatly love of Reason, the stability. They got to get away from the other things, the bad things, right? They got to get away. This common sense. And I don't even know this. I'm guessing this because it's common sense. They got to get away from the older things, and they hope that you stay with them and catch up with them, because if you're a fan, you're going to go with them, right? So due to this change, we will not be able to provide support offline. Okay, let's keep going. Multi-user license. Multi-user license authorized on a USB ignition keys will continue to function. So if you got that, it would still function, right? As normal. Although the same stipulations as for single users reason 11 and previous license apply, after September 25th, 23, it will not be possible to create new authorizations on a USB key ignition. So that means that you're trying to create something new. You want to put on a new computer, all that type of stuff, or to update existing authorizations, because they're not focusing on that no more. They can't focus on that continuously because they staff might not be as big what we think it is. A lot of people have been saying that they are not as huge as some other dogs, I guess. I don't know. But they can't focus on that, when they focus on the new things. It's kind of like, it's to a certain extent where most people don't fix old cars no more. They don't have parts for old cars. You have to, it's like a small minimum locations that you can find that's compatible. They have motors and certain things for old cars, but even certain old cars can't be fixed. Like, for example, like cell phones. It's certain cell phones that was supported with what they call it, 1G, 2G, 3G. Some of these phones you can't even turn on no more or use on the satellite because they focus on 4G and 5G, which is even better. And why you want to use that old shit anyway? You get what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of deal with the times in a certain way if you want to do certain things and use and be able to accomplish certain things. Now, if you don't want to do those certain future things, then you can stay where you at, right? So now let's keep going. Multi-user license authorized on USB key ignition will continue to function as a normal, although the same stipulations, right? That's what they're saying. Make sure that all your registered licenses are written to a USB ignition key before this date. Okay, Reason 12 users. A completely new offline authorization system is included in Reason 12. Update to Reason 12.6 so later to use Reason 12 because that's when they just put it in there without internet connections. Please read the article for more information about the new offline authorization system in Reason 12.6. They had to do this with a new version because I got to understand they had to code Reasons different because Reason is an old dog and it's designed different. It's based off of racks. So it's not like the modern day dolls. You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, they have to code it different. And again, if you understand coding, it'll make a lot of sense to you. That shit's work. That's why it took so long to them to even add 4K to the DAW. And I'm glad they did that because that's what all my screens and my computers was updated. And, because I haven't used Reason for, from version 4 to version 9. I didn't use those versions, but I didn't buy it. But I played with it with other people had it, just to see what it was at. But it wasn't compatible. 4K wasn't compatible with my DAWs, my computer and everything. So it was kind of looking weird and, crazy on my computer. And I get it. Some of y'all don't have those certain type of screens. Y'all might have a 1080. Y'all might have like small monitors, which you don't realize. You don't think of this. You be like, okay, it look good to me. Until you really get a 4K or 8K screen, then you see what the hell I'm talking about. So, and this is what most people are using. So now, it's gonna be to a certain point where that's what everybody is buying because, even the laptops are at this point. So if you upgrade, you got to deal with the program. You got to run with the program. Now your laptop is compatible with these things. And guess what? We love to have a powerful computer if we don't have nothing else, right? And even if you buy an update computer, it's to a point where certain versions of old software, the computer don't use. You probably can't use version Reasons 3 probably on a newer computer right now. You probably can't. I don't know for sure, but you probably can't. It probably is, not compatible. So now let's keep going. So he say, why are we doing this? This is the important part. The technology has simply passed its due date. In order for us to make better products, we need to remove any reliance on legacy components that might otherwise hold us back because they got to focus on the new stuff. And y'all keep complaining about what it is not having, what they're not doing to it. So, okay, there you go. So you're going to complain about you can't use your version 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and stop being cheap and just upgrade to 12. It's only $100 and some dollars. Hell, y'all pay that on women. Y'all buy that on food. The newest expensive Jordans and sneakers. You're not like you paying the full price of the doll. You already got a version of Reason. You just paying an upgrade fee. Like, y'all spend money on plugins, on Wave plugins and all these type of plugins that is going to run you about $100 and some dollars, right? Let's be real. So they tell you why they doing this. And I know I get it. You say, what are my options for running offline as a Reasons 11 or earlier user? Purchase the perpetual Reason 12 upgrade. There you go. Or sign up for an annual Reasons Plus subscription, which includes access to the latest version and all the rack extensions and everything. Or authorize your computer now and don't change anything in your setup. And guess what? We don't want to be in this position, because anything can happen. Crash on your computer, crash on you, all type of stuff. You can do it for temporary, but you really don't want to be buying in hell where it's, you being controlled because you like, I hope my computer don't act up one day where it's, then I can't use my authorization code, So it say, don't change anything in your system setup for now on, either recommended nor supported, because they're not supporting these things. They don't got time for, they trying to make things better, which y'all want things to be better, right? So if y'all want things to be better, then upgrade to the better things. So some people say, hey, you know what? I don't want to upgrade to 12 because it wasn't enough features and, stuff like that, where it was actually more features than what you have on previous 11 and 10. Also, I knew what time it was, because I wasn't upgrading if it wasn't compatible to 4K, period, and everything else, because I know that, plugins and especially if you're using third-party plugins won't function right. It's going to cause issues and it'll cause them to crash up even more because it's not compatible. It's a graphics thing. It's a resolution graphics thing. And let me know if you haven't experienced this. Let me tell you, the plugins are so damn small if you're using third party. Now, the stock stuff, you didn't have that problem with that. I had that same issue inside Studio One. When the third party wasn't compatible with 4K, when Studio One was already ahead of everybody making a DAW 4K, the same as Bitwig, and then Cubase stepped up real quick and made their joint compatible to 4K HDPI. So all the DAWs are doing it. It's the only DAW I know that's not doing it right now is Sonar. They don't have that compatibility and Magic Samplitude, right? So, but FL Studio, they all own that. They know what time it is. It make it look more beautiful, eye candy, catchy, function better, and it's compatible with the new times of the new technology of computers, right? So this is why it's a good reason to upgrade to 12. So you will see what I'm talking about when you do. Well, now when they first came out with 12, they were still doing a beta because I did the beta testing and it was going through their little issues and everything. I already expected that because when they had the article that I have on my page I was talking about of them, they said it took them about 2 years or something like that, just to even do the 4K. And I like, damn. So I thought about it. I said, okay, yeah, they dealing with the coding stuff, man. They dealing with the coding stuff because Reason is an old dog and it's a rack. So it's designed different. The approach is different when you're dealing with regular dolls like Studio One and Cubase, where it's look like a modern type style, where it's made different. You know, so it's a different approach. I'm telling you, people. So now, for those who still got versions 11, 10, stuff like that, if you got the authorization thing, man, already, like the what they call it, the code meter, you don't gotta sign on. You don't gotta have the internet to sign on. Because when I had 11, 10, that's what I had. I didn't want to do the sign in every time. I don't got time for that shit. I didn't want to do the sign in all the time. Because like you say, we might don't have the internet. When I want to go somewhere where there's no internet, I don't want to be connected to the internet. I want to be able to use my program. So I'm with y'all on that. I'm serious. I'm just as serious as y'all. You know, I'm with that. That's why I say that's another reason why I upgraded to 12, because when they presented that, I said, okay, bet. You know, so and then when even though we had the code meter, you know, having the code meter, I don't even like having code meters on my computer. Better yet, having the damn dongle thing that you had to stick in. I didn't like none of that stuff because I knew it caused a lot of conflict. So by them doing how they doing 12, I think you don't need the code meter. You see what I'm saying? So what that does, it takes now they can focus on, because it's a coding thing that you have to put inside the program. So what they can do, they can remove that out the DAW. And then, you know, replace that with other things they can add to the DAW, because they know they stuff more than we do, as far as what can fit, what the memory is for, whatever the technical part of it. You know, they have to explain that, but they're not about to explain all that to you. You know, only technical people who really know coding know that. But I get it to a certain extent because I dealt with that stuff a little bit. You know, I was taught around people who really follow that type of information and coding and everything. So again, the main objective, the main thing we want it to be better. We want new features. We want new this. We want new that. We want it to be stable. Because if not, y'all gonna complain about that. So upgrade. What's the hold up? Y'all that cheap you can't upgrade to 12? You know, think about it like this. You're upgrading to 12 not because of, oh, it don't have features that I don't need. You upgrading to 12 so you'll be able to get all the newer features that's coming. Especially if you decide to upgrade to a newer computer or faster, stronger computer. Because guess what? We definitely going to do that regardless of the fact. We have to do that. We have to put more RAM, more this, more that. You know, especially if you're serious about your business, you're serious with your music, and you don't want nothing to crash and stable. You see what they had to do with M1, just like Mac. You know, they had to create it to where it's compatible with the Mac, because Mac not holding, waiting for no software to put what they gonna put in their computer. No, they're not doing that. The software got to make it compatible for their computers. They don't know the dates of when their stuff is gonna drop with their newer versions and newer this and we got the what is called the M11 one or something like that. I forgot what it's called. You know, as far as they processor. Reason don't they it's no communication with these people. Oh yeah, yeah. So Reason. So check this out. Listen, man. We about to upgrade to the newer processor. So y'all got to make sure that y'all create, this and that. It don't work like that all the time, man. Unless they got a contract with each other doing certain things. It don't work like that. So when these companies do what they do, they ain't waiting for nobody else. The same thing with the software, man. So again, for all the people that are using Reasons, the earlier Reasons, cool. You straight right now. You straight. Use the offline authorization thing, the code meter, if you don't have it. I don't know why you still want to use that. I don't know why you want to use the damn dongle. Like, come from the stone age, man. Them things is annoying. Y'all know they're annoying. They're a headache. But it's still good to have it. Cool. But if you get the 12, you get away from all that. You get away from all that. And now you don't have to log in online at all. As long as you just sign up, log in every blue moon. And I log in every blue moon anyway, because I always go online to see if they got rack extensions. I go online to see, hell, even when you download a rack extension, you just connect it online. When you go online and read articles and you sign in and stuff like that, like you already did that automatically. So it's going to reset and say, hey, matter of fact, let's go to it. Like right here, I'm going to show y'all something right quick. When you go to reasons, when you go right here, let's go to preference. And this is how they got it in 12 now. Another thing in 12, they also got the options of max audio threads. You could change your threads. Before, it's just an option that you just press. Now you got the option to select how many you want to select. Not even Studio One has that, man. So let's go to it. Where is that? Right here. See right here, say this computer authorized is run offline without internet until 7/15/23. And when I go to sign in and randomly go online again, that date is gonna change every time. Then it say add long-term authorization. So you don't gotta worry about the online stuff. You just click in, click out, then you cool. If you know you about to go out of town and do something, that's all you gotta do. You don't gotta stay connected. I get it. Sometimes we don't always want to stay connected to the internet, because on top of that, when you're recording music and when you're doing all that type of stuff, you want to turn the internet off anyway. Regardless if your computer's strong or not, you want to turn the internet off anyway because it takes a lot of CPU. Having Google open or any browser open, it tasks your CPU. So you want to have that off anyway. So that's why I get y'all. I get what y'all saying. I'm serious with that. I knew what time it was. So I'm just helping y'all out, man. If y'all got any other questions, man, jot down at the bottom, man. I hope this helped y'all out and get y'all a better understanding what's really going on with Reason. And oh yeah, on top of that, bro, man, for everybody who got versions 11 and back, man, yo, you don't have to get damn Reasons Plus, man. Reasons Plus is for people who can't afford or don't want to buy the full doll, man. Who don't want to pay straight out cash $400 or $500, man. So they got Reasons Plus, you can use it. You can use just the plugins on another DAW, and then you making a monthly payment of using the DAW, using the full-fledged DAW of Reason, or you still have the plugins that you can use as third parties inside of another DAW, and you receive all the refills and stuff like that. So that's all it is. But you still got the option to go to their website and pay for the license of Reason 12, because I wasn't doing that the other way. I wasn't doing that. That's how I know. I'm not paying for, I don't want to use no plus. I'm not paying no monthly fucking bills. It's good for certain people. I like to buy mines out, so I don't got to worry about all that crap. I like to buy plugins. I'm not paying renting for plugins and all that type of stuff. But it helps people who can't afford it at that time, or who just don't have the money to do it. So that's great. That's what it's for. You get what I'm saying? And and I doubted that they're gonna stop designing Reason 12, the DAW, and then just give y'all the plugins for other DAWs. No. The Reason DAW is very important for the rack. It's certain features that it has that it deals with when you're dealing with the DAW, compared to when you're just using the plugins inside of another DAW. So it's pros and cons to that. And I like the DAW. I don't want to use the plugins inside of it. If they take away the DAW from us right now, I would not use Reason's plugins inside of another DAW. I would just go to another DAW and use their stock stuff. Fuck it. I get it. I'm telling you, because it's different. But to each his own again. But yeah, man, I hope this helped y'all out, man. This is YYBY. Peace.